Hey everyone, this is Beth, and this week on Wild Mannered, I'm having a conversation with the beautiful Theresa Brown. So Theresa is a dear friend of mine. She is my first Reiki practitioner. So Theresa took me through my first Reiki healing session, and it was absolutely beautiful. Theresa and I have done a lot of work together in yoga. We went through our 200-hour Shaktinanda training, our Yin Yoga training, our Special Olympics training, as well as our 100-hour advanced chakra immersive training. So we've done a lot of work together, and what I love about Theresa is how we have a lot of the same foundational pieces, and how, you know, she really shows up in my life as somebody who, even though we have the same foundations and we have, you know, raised Italian Catholic and we have all these different pieces that are so similar, you know, how our divine purpose has shown up in these spaces, and how our expansion and our expression and our empowerment from these journeys sets us onto these very unique trajectories. So I'm always so grateful to catch up with Theresa. I'm always so grateful to see what she is up to. The conversations that we're going to have, we're going to start with a conversation about a spiritual healing modality called the spiral, which is something I was honored and grateful to take Theresa through. It is a beautiful modality that I went to Australia to be certified in, and what it has done for Theresa. It's really beautiful to hear what it has done for Theresa, and it has done so many gorgeous things in my life as well, but we'll get into that. But what I really thought was special and unique about this conversation with Theresa was witnessing, you know, and the spiral is just one example of a holistic spiritual healing modality that Theresa has just moved through. She's just reaching out for spiritual healing. She's calling in spiritual healing, and she really stays very grounded in her roots, in the pieces of her religion, her Roman Catholicism that she connected with as a child, the things that have taken care of her whole life. And she doesn't release these pieces. She really sort of gathers them up and takes them with her on this journey, this spiritual journey to self, this spiritual journey to divine purpose. And she has all these really gorgeous pieces, and they seem to expand in their connection with her the same way that she is expanding. So I was so excited to have this conversation with Theresa. Theresa is the owner of Rockadaisy Wellness. I will put up all of her information at the end of these interview clips. She has a ton of really beautiful offerings. She is an absolutely beautiful woman. So enjoy. Let's talk about spiral. Let's talk about the spiral. So the spiral is a healing modality that was created by Dean Thomas in, I guess, wherever Dean Thomas was when he created
Isn't he
that.
Australia, Byron Bay?
He is Australian, but I didn't want to say created in Australia.
Right.
So wherever Mr. Thomas cultivates, you know, the black womb of the void, wherever he is creating magic. But so the spiral is a 7-part journey where we move through different layers of a person and root clear different, you know, a bunch of different pieces to undo a lot of conditioning, to undo a lot of patterns that hold us back.
Yep.
And it's cultivating healthy relationships with these 22 base emotions, like guilt, shame, dogma, all those heavy things, but also big things like vision and purpose and peace and those types of things. So it's a deep transformational modality that clears unconscious conditioning and emotional baggage, allowing us to experience higher states of consciousness. So like we said, it's a 7-step journey, and it combines spiral dynamics, it combines David Hawkins' levels of consciousness and the chakra system in order to determine what different types of human emotions we want to clear. So using kinesiology, we'll muscle test, and then we use specific Chinese meridian medicine points to quickly and accurately clear out these personal unconscious triggers.
Have you found anybody that you've worked with not ready to go through that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I think that it's a pretty intense modality, and I think it stays with you. It opens a lot of things up. So from the wisdom body perspective, you know, when you talk about dogma and you go back and you root clear, you're doing the first 3 installations of when you cultivated this relationship with dogma.
All the different emotions, really. Dogma is big.
Well, no, yeah, absolutely.
Dogma is really, really big.
As an example,
yeah,
dogma.
Yeah.
So all these different emotions, we go through the 3 different installations, and it is pretty heavy. It's definitely some heavy work. So you have to be confronted with these original pieces from when you're young. Most of the times they show up when you're young, but a lot of the later ones, sort of, as you know from chakra training, you know, the higher level stuff, the higher chakras develop when we're a little bit older. And I don't know if this is a direct correlation, but it seems to me the lower chakras, and the way the chakras fit into everything is there's 7 levels, there's 3 base emotions per level, they're associated with the chakras, and then actually when we get to the 7th chakra, the crown, we have 4 base emotions. But I just have noticed in my practice, just knowing what I know about chakras and witnessing this, is as we get through, as we move up from those lower level emotions and we move into those higher level emotions, I find that the ages when we develop these installments, the ages where we condition and pattern how we respond to different types of emotions, tends to go along with that philosophy.
No, I love the spiral.
Yes,
I love the spiral. I think everybody should go through the spiral.
I think everybody should go through the spiral.
I want to go
myself.
through it again because I feel like
anytime.
I want to go. Soul's an interesting thing. I'm learning. I told you the last time I saw you, the way that I look into people's souls is pretty cool. It's just beautiful. It's really beautiful. And it doesn't happen all the time,
right,
which is bizarre. So I don't know. There's something inside myself that I'm not opening up yet.
Okay.
I have a couple of my mentoring clients right now that it's very easy to connect with their soul. But I have a couple that I'm just like, ooh. But that's the purpose of the mentoring program.
Maybe it's not you, maybe it's them.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's the purpose of the mentoring program. You know, we go into ancestral. Ancestral is really big. Just letting them be aware of some of the stuff that's happened. That's amazing. But
love. So that's something that's opening up for you on your journey. So how would you say you felt when you were going through the spiral and looking back, since it's been some time?
It's been over a year.
It has been.
We started that journey February when you came back from Byron Bay.
Yes.
February, March, because you needed to
settle in.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Yes. So when we go to Byron Bay to do Byron Bay, I don't know, but whenever you go for training.
I will be. That's definitely something, right.
It's a 7-day process. So you do the whole spiral, which usually takes 7 to 10 weeks or a little bit longer. When I did it the first time through, it took me months to go through some stuff.
You did it with Leah.
I did do it with Leah.
Yes, that's amazing.
Yeah,
amazing,
it was lovely.
Amazing.
But I think that when you do it in Byron, when you do it at training, it's 7 days. So you do
yes.
one level a day. So I would say I am now just starting to feel, you know, just really starting to be aware of all the things that unfolded for me and cleared out. Because when you clear something, it's gone. When you clear some kind of blockage, when you clear some, it's clearing the relationship towards the emotion so that you have a healthy relationship with the emotion. That's how I see it.
Right.
So once you clear it, that stuff's gone. So really the coming back in, I guess what's the word I'm looking for?
Do you think that your psyche tries to remember that stuff? Do you feel like it tries to draw you back?
No.
Okay.
I think that you have to figure out how to learn to live without it.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Integration. I think that's what
integration.
I was looking for.
That was the word I was looking for earlier.
So I think that, you know, when you're finished with that piece, you've gotten rid of it without doing the normal work that you would have to do to get rid of something.
Right.
So it wasn't like you were preparing,
right.
working for mental body at the at the table. It's just gone, and it's this beautiful just availability for healing and transformation without actually having your conscious mind in the game. This is like an unconscious clearing process. But yes, just starting to feel it myself.
Wow.
So
I felt it, oh gosh, I still feel like I'm going through things. I go back to those little papers all the time and I read through and I go, oh wow, oh wow. Because you pinpointed like a period of time
do you
in my
read them
life.
again? Love.
I absolutely
love.
do.
Yep.
Absolutely.
The personal Akashic record of
Well,
me.
well, you have to. Don't you think you have to?
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So with most of my clients, like I give the option. You can take notes, and some people take copious notes. But some people don't want to know. They just want it to be gone. A lot of people actually opt to not take notes and not. There's a validity and a balance to both.
I think just because of who I am.
I took tons of notes. You don't have to explain.
I'm a note taker. Like you, you did that couple months back. You did some kind of series, and I just came across those notes with the solar plexus, and I was like,
with Ashley.
with Ash, yeah.
Grief.
Grief, yeah. I was like, wow.
My God, that's one of my favorite retreats. We had so much fun doing that.
I bet.
Yeah, that was darling.
But I think with the spiral. Thank you. I think with the spiral, I feel like everybody needs the spiral. Everybody could benefit releasing parts of them that are no longer necessary.
And conditioning goes back far, right?
Yeah.
We have thousands of years of conditioning in this Piscean model, whatever that looks like for you. But thousands of years of, just rule following and cultivating, what to be afraid of, what not,
I've always been a rule breaker. You know what I mean? I've always I've always been like the good little Catholic girl. And I am still super Catholic. I love every religion, but Catholic is what I grew up in. I could probably recite the Mass by heart by myself if I needed to.
Yeah.
I actually did that one time for the priest in our parish who had laryngitis. So, but the spiral taught me that it's okay to let go of things. It's okay to be okay with the things that have happened. And it's good. Like, my trauma was around my parents' divorce. A lot of my trauma was around my parents' divorce. And it makes me really look at things very deeply right now. I've let go of a lot of that. And I also still seek, because I remember things, but my mom doesn't remember things. And I think because she has compartmentalized them, she doesn't want to remember them. I remember things vividly now where she can't remember them. And I ask relatives, like my mom's sister, I asked her one question about something I thought that happened in a dream, and it was actually a fact. And then I went back to the paperwork, and it was around the time that all that was going on with my parents. So, and the spiral has opened me up more to my spirituality, whatever that looks like at the time.
Yeah. So removing those, I find so many rules are so sneaky, and I talked about this because I talked to Ashley, this same type of setting, and one of the things we talked about was these sneaky rules.
And they're man-made.
They're
man-made rules.
Right. And as you release those man-made rules,
as we release them.
As we release, yes, not you, but as I release those man-made rules, I am more in tune with the divine and more in tune with my divine self. We talked a little bit about what's coming up for you in your community. Do you want to get into current transmission? Like, what is your current, what is coming in for you? What is waking up? What is unfurling? And it's possible that it's not ready to be revealed.
I'm working a lot with the Blessed Mother. That's a lot of what I do right now. I know, she is just she's amazing. My kids just actually purchased this beautiful ring for me, and Julian's like, you're going to love it. It's an early Mother's Day gift. And he showed me a picture. I'm like, it's a Blessed Mother. I'm like, my kids knew me. My kids really knew me. But the next big thing I have, I actually talked to my business partner last night, not business partner, somebody I'm doing work with, about my retreat to Italy next year. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
We have beautiful, tentatively 2, but I think it's going to go down to 1. We talked about the whole COVID thing, so it's going to change again, but we're going to be in Tuscany and Florence next year.
Very nice.
Yeah, very, very nice. We haven't thought of theme yet. I'm still working on manifesting that part of it, but We'll see.
It'll be beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, you brought up the Blessed Mother.
Ah, my girl.
And I feel like, what does the Blessed Mother, the divine feminine energy of the Blessed Mother, how has the Blessed Mother shown up for you as a strong, motherly female figure? And how does that sort of permeate into your existence?
I feel with the Blessed Mother, I have always felt that nurturing, the motherly nurturing stuff that we have as parents. You know, it's really bizarre. I don't want to say, I don't even like that word. I have always had this innate, I've always been drawn to the Blessed Mother. I don't have it on today, but I have a beautiful miraculous medal that my grandmother got as a young.
Yes, you always have that on.
And the charm fell off. And I was in the middle of teaching a yoga class, and I noticed it wasn't there, and I literally stopped the class, and everybody was on a hunt for this charm. But oddly enough, my grandmother was very drawn to the Blessed Mother. Every time I was at her house, she had statues all over the place. And when I would go to church, I would sit on that side of the you know, the congregation. And then as I got older, and I think you even experienced this, I smelled roses all the time. And I never correlated. I always thought that was Saint Theresa because it's my name. And here it wasn't Saint Theresa, it was the Blessed Mother. And then I had a semi-encounter. Like she came to me in a dream and just said to me, everything's going to be okay. And I had such a calm about me. And I thought, that's what a mother does. A mother nurtures. And I feel like that's what she's doing with me right now. She's nurturing my community. And my community isn't vast, but it's beautiful. What I have is beautiful.
Yes.
And anytime I need something, I do ask her for guidance. And her and St. Anne for guidance about everything I have going on.
To those not raised Italian Catholic, St. Anne is.
So I went many years ago and had this amazing card reading, and this woman was so bizarre. My sister-in-law and I, you know, very frumpy, we walk in and she's like, "You wait there, you go in and sit down." And we were looking at each other like, "Holy cow, what's going on?" And she made me put my hand on the Bible, which I thought, this is not going to be good. And she said, "Do you know that you're a direct descendant of St. Anne?" And I said, "That's the Blessed Mother's mother." And she said, "Did you know that?" And I had these crazy chills, and I was like, wow, that's right. She's right. So
the resonance factor.
There
it is.
Yeah, well, I get chills when I have these amazing things happen. And I get like hot ears now. Not to be confused with menopause.
No, I know. No, I was looking for your sign. I was looking for your sign because I like that whole body explanation, and I think that you know, we ignore our bodies. It's very important to listen to your body for guidance.
Absolutely.
Not to interject,
but no, I get it. And then I go, it's so funny. And then I go to Carmen and Cleo, and they solidify it. They're like, "Do you know who St. Anne is?" They're not anywhere near Catholic.
Right.
And I said,
"No,
I do." Right? I said, "I do." And then Natasha Mack, same thing. I had a Akashic record reading with her, and she's like, "Blessed Mother, all around you." I went, "I know." I said, "She hovers." So amazing that I am so blessed to even have that conversation daily with her.
Yes.
Daily.
Yes.
And the Essenes. Do you know anything about the Essenes?
Tell us about them.
Well, I know a little bit. I know that the I want to call it a culture, but I feel like it's not even a religion. Maybe a religion. They are Jesus Christ, I believe, studied with the Essenes. That's how Jesus became who he is. And they're kind of like the keeper of records. Okay. They're the keeper of records. And I could be wrong on some of the terminology.
That's all right. When I do the edits, I'm going to actually put up a blurb of what the Essenes actually are. Because you read about them and you're like, oh, is this you know, they're Jewish, right? This everybody in that area is, but, you know, what kind of Jewish? What kind of, are they, you know, part of the ISIS that trained Mary Magdalene.
I thought
They're
Egyptian.
not, but that's Egyptian.
I thought,
Yeah.
right. Well, I read about that in the Anagram Mother of Jesus, and then the blue rose. Mary Tobin
Tobin's book
talks a lot about the Essene.